a better person when it comes to the Hustler Fund. We will be having the credit score system. Let's just look at the possible consequences of not paying back your loan in the Hustler Fund. What do you think will happen to the almost 30%? You've said 73%, so it's about 27% Kenyans who have not paid back.
So, when most of us think about the CRB, it brings a negative connotation because the first way it was done is that I have been listed so I can get funding.
Right.
So the Hustler Fund came to correct that so that we are helping you become or reclaim your right position.
Right.
Because maybe at times when you started off, you had not thought about what does this mean for me. So what the Hustler Fund is doing is that it's giving you a starting point.
Right.
I will borrow this 500 shillings, this 50,000 shillings, I'll do something with it, and then I'll be able to pay back. So in essence, you shall be able to query and say, what kind of person is this? How can they do they really honor their obligations?
All right.
So the credit score will start from what we have seen within the Hustler Fund, because you have sufficient data.
Right. For
us to be able to tell what kind of person you are, can you be trusted and all that. So essentially, the second step will be, once you already have created the score, it is to go to the financial institutions and ask them, can you please look at this person even as you try to actually give them funding?
Right.
And also, to even grow this further, I think in the more developed markets, you'll have that even before you get your rental, you're looking for a house, you're looking for any funding, you actually are, we need to see what score you have. So eventually we shall grow this so that it has more comprehensive review, so that you are not looking only at the Hustler Fund, but how else do we put in other people? Because at the end of the day, it is giving people a chance to be gauged on the behavior that they have.
Right.
At times, when you think about it, some of us don't come from very well-off family, so we might not have the titles to give to the banks as collateral.
Right.
So you have to restart our lives. So the scoring system will help you restart your life, help you become a better person. But one of the things that we'll do, even as we roll it out, we will really communicate to people, train them, and tell them why this is important for them.
Right.
It's not a punishment.
Right.
It is just helping you.
Right. I believe as a country, through the Hustler Fund, we are getting financial discipline, whether you like it or not, a lot of people would say. And around 3 million people were, pardoned from the CRB when, the Hustler Fund was rolled out. And would you say that, a large number of these people came into the Hustler Fund? Do you believe that over time now they're learning financial discipline? Because this is essentially, what the Hustler Fund is aiming for.
So ideally, that was what we needed to do. We are still carrying out that statistics to make sure that we can put a number to it. But the answer is yes. If you look at the number of repeat borrowers, we have 8 million repeat borrowers. These people, in one or another, some of them were in CRB, and they could not be able to access funding. So with the Hustler Fund, it gives them a starting point again, a fresh start. And just looking at how the credit limits of some of the people have grown, and maybe just to mention that as at the date of the anniversary, the limits of more than 2 million Kenyans was enhanced.
Right. So
with such a huge number, then we continue to do that every 4 months. So we will actually continue to see people's businesses grow, and that helps you actually even become a better, in terms of your financial position, is much, much better.
Right, and even looking at the statistics, the unique cases, people who have borrowed over 1,000 times, adjusting their borrowing rates, to that effect is about 4.5 million Kenyans. You're saying that about 2 million Kenyans were moved up. What about the 2.5 million?
Okay, the way we looked at the increases, we looked at anyone who had borrowed more than 5 times. So we had a lot of people who had borrowed more than that times, these are more than 2 million. Then the people who between twice and 5 times then fall under that. Those are the people who had borrowed 2 to 5 times.
Right.
But remember, we are saying that if you're a true hustler, at that particular point, things change.
Right.
Anyone who had borrowed more than 5 times is really the person who was looking for this fund too. And that's where the limits were increased.